I would have thought she knows best. But the statement seemed family.
All the waters, all the washings now. Roast chickens in the oven. Yes, I haven't cleaned that up yet because I've been having stomach problems, haven't I? So while I'm checking back that this is how I recorded it, the fart finally went from opening the stomach vent earlier. So I had a good old... Yep. Sciatic nerve problem. So I'll just clean myself up. And sorted that out, if you see what I mean, without getting too graphic. Mate. Oh, I'm not going to do the washing up, I'm just going to lay down for a little bit. Get back into bed. Didn't even watch the football last night because we had so much electronic interference on it. Kept fucking about with the football strings. But it was against the boys in blue, so go figure.
That's what I achieved, everything that I needed to achieve today, except for the washing up. That was still sitting there in the sink. Because I just needed to sit down for a little while.
Your dirty arse over.
Just distract myself with a bit of football.
Hulk, stop, move. Move. Move.
All the medication was taking effect and working.
No, you don't need to go out. Get up. Get up. Get up.
I said tomorrow I'm going to be in bed most of the day, I think. I said because...
That's it. See? Are they not leaving you much room, are they? Hulk's just up here. He don't want to lay next to her because she's so fucking mardy. Yeah. That's it. Look, she's just fucking annoying me, getting in the way. Get over. Move.
Go to sleep for a little while and have a nap. Now the medication's kicking
Marnie
in.
can't lay on his own bed either. That's it. He just lay down there, Marnie. Good boy.
Let's have a look at how the weather's looking.
Well, there you go. That's how the weather's doing now. This is the video I recorded when I woke up. Washing's nearly dried out, so all good. Yeah, it's hurting in the spine area where I had the first cortisone injection. This was years back. But I didn't have another one after that because it didn't really work.
Yeah, sharp, Marnie.
It's hurting in exactly
Just
the
watching
same
how the
place.
weather's going.
Clicking and popping away. And there's the indigestion I was trying to cure on the previous video.
Looking okay.
But because the stomach vent was open, all the indigestion stuff turns into water.
Shut the fuck up.
And then goes out the other way. which is what's just happened. If you see my point now.
We've got a new earthquake.
Rather than it coming up as bile and stomach acid.
The 5th, Lancashire. 1.7 at...
That would have been embarrassing if I was out and about, wouldn't it?
2:28 in the morning.
And shat myself walking about.
App Lee Bridge. Lancs.
All Marnie's making a noise for on the video is because he needed to come in and check on me. So they're all in here at the moment, laying on their quilt. On top of my nice clean bedding. I'm just uploading a silent video of the ride to the shop to get the chicken on the scooter. But it's only a silent video because the state took out the microphone to this one while they was trying to shut me up last time.
In one multiple.
Is that 5:15?
It is the highest performing practical.
No, it's 25 past 5. Now that time's gone quick, but at least I got all my washing done.
24 selected precision screwdriver heads, suitable for various types of screws, easily handled repairs, no rust, no
Got
leak
farts
action.
building, but
One set
I'm a
can be
bit
used for 20
dubious
years.
about fucking having a fart now.
Design can be absorbed in the slot of the box. It won't fall off no matter how much it shakes. It is also convenient to carry when going out.
You know what I mean?
Top rotary design makes daily use more effortless. Fixing glasses, braces, children's toys, and household appliances are all a breeze. There is no more suitable common tool for home use than this, and the price is also very cheap. Order now and receive a 30-year warranty. Hurry up and grab it.
That was me just opening up Dutch Senses stream. Just going to see if that video is uploaded yet. But this Sony Xperia, or this one, so this Samsung Galaxy, this one's like quite a, yeah, sorry, I've got the name mixed up with the phone. One before that one was a Sony Xperia.
I kept talking for 10 minutes till I realized I'm off.
That one's up there.
The earthquake shows up on Earthquake 3D. Then ding, it goes around the world. It hits all their news sources.
I'll show you what I
Everybody
mean.
knows about it. Then ding, my stream comes back on without me having to do anything. And
I'll put the mobile on the bike, and on the scooter handlebars. Get your fucking arse out my face, Hulkster. Move, or get off my bed. There you go, Marnie. Now you've got a bit of room. Move. Move before he jumps back up. You can go and lay with the bitches. Now I've got a phone holder and handlebar thing. What I had on my bike, so I just put it on the scooter. But it doesn't fit this one. That's twice the width. Because it's one of those phones you open outwards, like a flip phone. But it opens out sideways, not top to bottom. So I'll just put my other glove on. I recorded it because obviously I was medicated riding on the road. But it's a lot more manoeuvrable than a mobility scooter, if you see what I mean. So you can easily manoeuvre around pedestrians and that. Can see there's roadworks up ahead. Trying to get there before it goes green. Yeah, light goes to red. Right, off road I go, on the pavement. Want to be quick, I don't want to be playing diversion games to keep me out longer, do I? While my washing's out on the line, and I've got dodgy neighbours. Beep. No, don't get out of the way then, mate. I think that's about it. I had to restart it when I come out the shop and you couldn't hear nothing inside the shop. So that should be about it. Yep. There you go, quick little video for you. A lot quicker than nipping up the shop on the bike, fucking about, innit? Wasting my energy when I need my energy for other things. Yeah. Quick look at the AMSC feed. New Jersey. Is it New Jersey? I can see that. Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah. Wonder if the USGS has got that one up yet. EMSC has it. Let's have a look. Because I bet that sensor spotted it. Do. 4.8 magnitude hits New Jersey and New York. That's funny. It was a 2 point something I just looked at. Best show you while I'm recording the video. This is from Chav Weather or Chavy Weather. Quick video for you. Right. So someone's already got the earthquake online.
Just infrared that they took of the air glow that they were able to make using HARP, and it was a few kilometers wide. It was what we call a HARP ring, in a ring-like shape up in the sky, and it was physical pictures taken by the U.S. Navy. Anyway, the air glow that was happening there from the high-frequency projection on the ground is creating air glow in this upper atmosphere, just like you would see the northern lights. And this vibrates low frequency out of the ring that's created from the high frequency on the ground. So one more time, using HARP, sending radio waves up to the upper atmosphere or ionosphere, where it then creates air glow like northern lights in a ring shape, and then that vibrates like a bass speaker basically. But it vibrates out very low frequency, and that's how they were able to generate very low frequency using the high frequency active auroral research program up in Alaska, for instance. They then figured out that they could tilt the thing, the plasma up in the atmosphere, they could tilt it at angles to reflect very low frequency out and up or down to the Earth. And the very low frequency could penetrate into upper layers of the crust, and also to see oil deposits in the northern slopes. And this is all stuff that they did.
Just update the information so other people can see it.
Project very low frequency all the way to Jupiter and back. And they just did that last year. Using HARP, they sent high frequency up into the upper ionosphere, created the plasma. Then, instead of
I saw it on EMSC anyway.
The artificial ionospheric mirror, as it's called, the AIM, and they tilted it to space, the opposite direction.
Well, that's what I'm doing while I'm laying down doing nothing.
They did it, but that's what they did.
Chicken's cooking.
A year and a half ago. And then it vibrated out low frequency into space. And it was powerful enough that it went to Jupiter and reflected off and came back. And then they used a part of the very large array in New Mexico to listen for the return signal, even though the very large array normally listens on high frequency as well, which is weird. They were listening on low frequency as part of the VLA in New Mexico for the return signal on HARP, and they picked it up. So, why am I talking about that? Well, we get
there's
into
the two.
VLF.
There's the two earthquake in the middle of the 2.5s there.
Two things.
New York.
The original use for
See it in the middle there.
But with HARP and looking down into the plate, that means Mother Nature can do the same thing. That's what we're looking at with the charged particles going down into the Earth and then coming back up, and we get our new deep earthquakes. The core of the Earth is vibrating this stuff back up like a bass speaker out of the core of the Earth. Just like HAARP is vibrating the very low frequency out of the plasma up in the atmosphere, out into space, or down into the ground. Mother Nature's doing it. So the solid ball core of the Earth, baloney story,
That's how
is
much
just
he doesn't
that.
want
It's
to
made up
lay
by
down
guys
next
with
to the
beards in the
beach. Look.
1800s, and it's been maintained
His brother
until today. That's
lay
what it
over
is.
his brother while his
And
brother's
I'll
laying
never
at
be able
this
to be in
end
the
of it.
USGS because I cannot grow out a beard or wear a tan vest or an Indiana Jones hat, even though I've got one.
And yes, she came in the back door when
Although
I
I
told
like
her
the
to
Indiana
get
Jones
in.
hat
Her head
thing.
was down, her
But the
tail was
beard,
down.
the tan vest with all the
And she's
pockets, I
like,
can't do it.
oh no,
Somebody
I'm
said they
in
were going to make
trouble.
me director of the USGS.
Sort of look.
And I said, you know what? If they did, I'd make them all wear McDonald's type uniforms with paper hats. We're going to save on uniform costs. You don't have to have your own personal wardrobe. It's provided by the government. Everybody looks the same. We're nice and uniform looking. You have to wear your name tag. Oh, and you have to have flair. That's the other thing, is if you make me director of the USGS, everybody's going to be wearing some kind of like either McDonald's or TGIF, thank God it's Fridays type uniform, and they're going to have flair. Don't have enough flair on, you're going to have to go home and go get your badges and come back and put them on. All right, you can tell I've been up for 24 hours. I'll be back if anything else goes down. We're just going to wait and see what happens now. You're free to go, class. If any other earthquakes happen, I'll be back on, and likely you will too. If you're in New York, I have an update on my channel addressing New York, looking up the quake, talking about what we're going to look for next, and all that good stuff. It's on my YouTube channel, ready for you to watch. I appreciate you being
Oh, look
here.
at all them on the mid-Atlantic ridge,
Over
I've
the
just
next few
seen.
days, there are a few things going
That'll
on.
start
that
the
I think
volcanoes
everyone's
off at
worried about,
Iceland
like
again.
the solar eclipse. I would urge you not to be too worried. Don't be scared. You need to be prepared. The government told you to have food and water. I don't know why they did that. And I don't know why they called out the National Guard. And I don't know if the tourists are really tourists. I don't know if they're talking about something else. I don't know if there's something else going on entirely. I do know that everything's very right now, and it'd be better to be safe.
Not
than
really
sorry.
messing about with this stream,
So,
are they?
stock up on food and water. Government told you to, not just Dutch sense this time. Now, check it out. If you're worried about the actual solar eclipse, there's something I just dropped in the chat room I think you're going to need to see. I'm selling a t-shirt. And if you're worried about the end of the world and you think the eclipse is coming, you should have no problem buying this shirt, because what good is it going to be in a couple days? Wouldn't matter if you buy a $29.99 shirt. But the shirt is great because it says this: I survived the 2024 eclipse. And all I got was this lousy t-shirt. The link is in chat, and if you want to see it, do you want to see the actual t-shirt so you know what you're getting? If you get it, it's worth getting. It's, if anything, it's just to rub it into all the people who told you it's the end of the world, right? And if we don't survive, no one's going to be there to shame you for not believing them. So the good news is there's no downside to this thing. And in a few years, you'll certainly get a chuckle, your own chuckle, as well as other people who remember the whole thing will be able to see this. And we have it in men's and women's and in multiple colors. I'm not joking. This is actually for sale in my shop. It's the only shirt I've sold in a year or more. It's just for fun. I'm just poking fun at all the people who said it's the end of the world. And how do I know it's not the end of the world? Well, there's a few reasons I know it's not the end of the world. First of all, this whole solar thing, everybody freaks out every time. For all human history, they've always freaked out on this stuff. They always said it's the end of the world every single time. I've also seen the end of the world come several times since my time being on YouTube. I'd say the end of the world happens twice a year, every year. Somebody is saying that something is going to be causing the end of the world, for real. Whether it's a comet, or whether it's some kind of astrological event, whether it's some kind of man-made event, or some date that somebody sets. I've seen it so many times now. So here we are again. It's another end-of-the-world scenario. This time it's with the solar eclipse coming over us. It only happens when it goes over the United States. You notice that? When there's a solar eclipse over the Pacific, nobody gives two shits. But here we are, and it's the end of the world when it's coming over us. The most self-centered nation on the planet, I hate to say it. Guys, come on, man. When it's passing over us, all of a sudden it's the end of the world. When it's passing over Africa, nobody gives a care, right? But I do find it weird that they are calling out the National Guard. That part's weird to me. That, to me, says that somebody else maybe has something else planned, and that they're just, don't want to tell everybody, because then everybody would freak out and stay home and not go to work. And they don't want that either. That, to me, it makes the most sense. That there's a lot of people in the world who don't have our best interest in art, and they have had easy access to get in. I mean, come on, don't you think Russia would send some people to come across the border? I mean, they hate us, right? Right? Or China or somebody, right? Like, just think about it. Like,
well, America did blow up the Nord Stream pipeline, didn't it?
Straight up open. Why wouldn't they?
Was involved in a fucking terror attack in the heart of Moscow.
Once they get here, what?
Well,
it's not that far-fetched. I mean, it's probably one of the Russians' old invasion plans from the 1950s. I'm just saying, there's weird stuff going on, and I'm the earthquake guy. I'm the guy who tells you to be prepared for earthquakes and other things like that. When I see stuff like this going on, my eyebrows raise and I start to just go down.
Why would they want to invade a border or sneak across borders? They've only got to wait till winter and they can walk across from Russia to fucking Alaska.
That's why I'm pushing the t-shirts.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to be a problem with the eclipse. If anything happens at all. I think it's going to be a nothing burger day, honestly. So,
and we know that from watching.
Good to see you all here. If you're from New York,
what I used
time
to
to
watch.
dust off those earthquake plans. This is those, once in a few times per decade that you get.
One about the old fucking trawler, man.
Only when we're going through
sea fishing boats
internationally or across the country that you guys see
crab
this.
fishermen. Can't remember the name of the story for the life of me. The program for the life of me at the moment. No.
Okay.
Yeah, dear. I need a nap, but I can't because the dinner's cooking and the washing's drying.
Since I've been doing this, at least 10 times. At least 10 times, we have seen 4.5 level or greater strike the West Coast, the Midwest.
There you go. That's how my day's going.
Normally,
not
it
good though,
strikes
is
at
it?
the New York-Quebec border. And the USGS ignores the quake if it strikes on the Canada side of the border. They do not report it. If you're a viewer of mine who's been around for a long time and you've seen this, where the USGS doesn't report the 4.5 plus earthquake that strikes in the Northeast right at the U.S. border, and they use the excuse to not report it to the public that the 4.5 is struck at the Canada border with the U.S. or on the New York border, and they use the excuse that it's an international reported quake and they don't report earthquakes under 4.5. That's the excuse over and over again, is they don't report the earthquakes in the Northeast that go across the plate. So you'll see a 4.5 strike on the West Coast, then a 4-point-something to 5 strike.
Well, have a lovely Friday, folks.
Then you'll see a 4-point-something strike up in Quebec.
I'm going to go and mix some stuffing up.
At the New York border, and the USGS
Get the roast taters on a tray.
Even though it's a significant earthquake in the Northeast.
Check how the chicken's doing.
10 times.
See if it needs putting
So why?
in the bigger oven dish.
Progression of earthquakes going across the plate because they said there was no progression of earthquakes that goes across anything.
Get the veggies on.
So in order to hide it, they literally have to hide it.
While the potatoes cook.
In order to
They're only
hide all
bagged
the professionals
roast
involved,
potatoes, so
they literally
that'll
have
be
to omit
easier and quicker.
earthquakes in certain areas.
I don't really want to be moving about much more at the moment.
Otherwise, you guys would see it. You would see a 5 on the West Coast, a 5 in the Midwest, a 5 on the East Coast, and you'd say, wow, that keeps happening.
Yeah, after all that spy manipulation.
Right. Enough ranting from this old
I was
man
just
who's
checking
trying to
out
get a message
the dinner in
through
the
whole system
kitchen, and I thought,
that you want to hear it. I'll be here. I'm going to lay down on the
sciatic
couch
nerves
behind me
going.
and listen for the
So
ding
like,
of the bell.
fucking got halfway
Now, if
along
you're
the
new here, you don't know. I have
thing,
alarms
burst
set up
halfway
to go
along the
if a
hallway,
big
burst in for a
earthquake
pee.
hits. 7.0 plus, alarms start sounding. So you'll
Fart,
hear a
it didn't
siren,
feel-
police
oh,
siren
that
kick
didn't
off
feel
if a
right.
7.0 range earthquake hits somewhere on the planet. You'll also hear, if an 8.0 earthquake strikes, you'll hear the siren from Star Trek's Bridge Alert sound. So literally a sound from Star Trek.
Managed to get to the toilet before
horn,
it
if you
fucking
will.
started running out
Then
the fucking shorts. So.
9.0 is the Ecto 1
Do you know what I mean?
Ghostbusters car alarm.
Fucking hell.
And it goes on and on. That's for big earthquakes. Anything under 7.0 we consider moderate size. I mean, 6s are big, depending on where they strike, but we don't have an alarm for a 6. So I can make one, but I just figure.
Seems the government are spying in on all my videos at the moment. They might as well know the truth about the fucking disability, isn't it? Sorry if it upsets anybody else, because it's a bit gross, but being honest, that's why they're paying attention.
In the meantime, you guys we're going to have silence. We're not going to play any music in the time that I'm
There you
not here.
go. Right, have a lovely Friday
There's too
anyway,
much
folks.
potential for either the
I'm having the
music
best one
messing
possible.
up, playlist skipping, other songs
But
coming on when you're
still
playing,
laughing,
that
still
kind of stuff.
joking about, and
We don't want any of that.
so all
it's just going to
good.
be silence, except for the
Vibes
ding of the
right.
bell.